The Chevy Florida Insider Fishing Report is brought to you by Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Guy Harvey Clothing by AFTCO. Bass Assassin and Saltwater Assassin. The best lures, period. Blue Water Outriggers. Everything for your outdoor adventures. Croquis, made in the USA. Drummond Community Bank. Costa. See what's out there. And Lumber Rock.
It's got the punch of a heavyweight and the pounds of a lightweight. Welcome to the main event featuring the new Yamaha 4-stroke F70. Tipping the scales at up to 142 pounds lighter than its 4-stroke competitors. That's a class-leading power-to-weight ratio. A haymaker of a whole shot. Surprising mid-range punch. Incredible fuel economy. And industry-leading innovation, performance, and reliability. The Yamaha 4-stroke F70. Reliability starts here.
At highway speeds, things can get pretty windy. That's why the Chevrolet Cruze Eco has active aero grille shutters that close at higher speeds to improve aerodynamics. With an EPA estimated 42 miles per gallon highway, the Chevrolet Cruze Eco offers the best highway fuel economy of any gas engine in America. Always thinking of ways to give you more, while using less. That's American ingenuity to find new roads.
What is CCA? CCA has been representing recreational fishermen for over 25 years, and when your rights to fish are threatened, the CCA is there to make sure government regulators are making sound decisions. I'm a life member of CCA, and when fishery decisions are being made, the CCA in the room is fighting for our recreational rights. We need to give our kids the same opportunities to fish as we did. Do what I did. Go to ccaflorida.org and join for only $25 so you can protect your recreational angling rights.
Continuing the revolution. Faster, drier, even better built. Designed around Yamaha's latest technology outboards. Still built by the same craftsmen and anglers who launched the Bay Boat Revolution. Whether chasing world records, or time on the water with the family, or anything in between, there's a new Pathfinder model for you. Pathfinder, #1 for a reason, still.
Don't forget, the Chevy Florida Insider Fishing Report wants to see your photos. Head to our Facebook page and upload your best for your chance to be featured right here on the show. And if you'd like to be part of our audience, you can register there as well. Now, Rick, I think you have someone over there to join us.
Yes, we got, thank you, Lauren, we got Carly Segelson from the FWC. And Carly, you're here to tell us about the Trophy Catch program that the FWC has. We've been actually running a conservation minute about the program. So what exactly do we need to know to make sure we get registered?
Right, we want to make sure that you get the proper documentation, because once you get one of these large fish, you need to get the proper pictures. You need to get a picture of the fish on the scale. You need to show basically the weight on the scale, and you also need to get it on the measuring board. So you want to see the tip of that fish's mouth all the way to its tail. And we encourage people to get additional pictures as well if possible.
All right, so let's take a look at the details of the different programs. Now we have a graph or a chart. When you talked about measuring them, explain to me exactly what you guys are looking for.
Right. Basically, we want you to measure around the fattest part of the fish, and we want you to put it on either the measuring board or along a ruler. And we want you to have the mouth pinched closed, and we also want you to have the tail squeezed together. And we want you to get the total length of that fish, document it, and take a picture of it.
All right. Now, there's 3 different programs that this Trophy Catch offers. Tell me about those 3 programs.
Okay. There's 3 different clubs. So you've got the Lunker Club. So that's the basically like the entry level. That's 8 pounds to 9.99 pounds. And you've got the Trophy Club, which is 10 to 12.99 pounds. Now, for both of those clubs, what you'd need to do is get the pictures that I mentioned. So you need at least 2 high-resolution pictures showing the weight and the measurements. And you'd also get maybe some additional pictures, get the application. And then the Hall of Fame, that's for those really big 13-plus pound fish. So for those, what we're going to do is have a FWC employee come out and verify that your fish is actually that large.
Okay, now to make sure that I understand this. Now, guys, this is the most important thing about what I just heard Carly say, is you can't take enough pictures. We agree on that?
Exactly. We want enough pictures to really verify that you have a fish that is that large.
All right, quickly, tell me some of the prizes that you could qualify for in the different programs.
Absolutely. Well, there are a lot of great prizes for all 3 different clubs, including gift cards from Dick's Sporting Goods, Rapala, Bass Pro Shops, and you know, really a lot of great prizes. You can get a replica mount of your fish if you're in the trophy club level, and everybody that registers is entered into a random drawing, and you win a boat. So,
wow.
I mean, I know, you can't go wrong. You don't even necessarily have to catch a fish to win.
Well,
so it's a win-win.
You didn't go wrong on informing our viewers. We thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. You did a great job, and Lauren, as you know, you're the bus driver, so where do we drive to next?
That's right. Right now, it's on to the Captain Harry's Fishing Supply Southeast region. That's where we find Captain Jimbo Thomas. Jimbo, you two have some great locations for bass to tell us about.
That's right. We've got some great bass fishing here in the Southeast region. All of the freshwater lakes and canals throughout the region, as well as the Everglades, are great places to look for some largemouth bass. And towards the south end of the region, from Broward into Dade County, there are some great peacock bass fishing as well. Right now, the largemouth bass fishing has been a little tough due to the high water levels, especially in the Everglades. The best bite has been in the evenings using large Bass Assassin rubber worms and other types of soft baits, rigged Texas style, with a 4.0 to 5.0 hook and a 1/8 to 1/4 ounce bullet weight. Now, the advantage of that Texas-style rig when using rubber worms is that the rig is practically weedless and snag-proof. Crankbaits, live shiners, and spinner baits are also very popular, and they've been getting bites from both largemouth and peacock bass. Now, the peacock bass, they were introduced about 20 years ago, and they were pretty well established until that freeze we had a few years ago killed a big portion of them, but they're making a steady comeback. And unlike the largemouth bass that generally feed best in the evening, the peacock bass bite best in the middle of the day. I've been talking with Captain Tony Fowler. He fishes the canals and lakes of South Dade. He's been catching plenty of nice peacock bass lately. One of his favorite baits is a chartreuse-colored Rapala shad wrap, as well as small live baits. And you want to look for areas that have good moving water around the spillways and the bridges, the bridge columns, or any other kind of structure. That's for both the largemouth and the peacock. An 8 to 12-pound spin or plug casting outfit is perfect for most bass, unless the seaweed is really heavy, in which case some heavier tackle might be needed. Now, I haven't been bass fishing in a while, but it's always a great option, especially when that wind is blowing and it's too rough to make it offshore. Now, staying inshore on the saltwater side, the catch and release snook fishing has been heating up throughout the region. The snook have been starting to school up in the ocean inlets, and they're schooling up in there to spawn. All of the inlets have been good, but the inlets from Boca north to Palm Beach Inlet historically hold the most fish. Live herrings or pilchards drifted and bounced along the bottom using a hookup or a Bass Assassin jig head or a Jupiter rig on the outgoing tides has been working the best, and they're being caught throughout the day, but the evenings have definitely been the best. Also, most of the spillways are open due to the recent tsunamis that we've had, and the snook are hanging around the mouths of the spillway canals, and they're picking off all this fish and the easy prey that's being flushed out in the current. Live mullet, or basically any other live bait, has been working, as well as any mullet imitating artificial. And some stout tackle is needed if you're going to fish in those spillway canals, because there's a lot of structure, dock pilings, and other obstructions. So be sure to also use circle hooks with those live baits, since this is catch and release fishery right now. Now, moving offshore, the blackfin tuna bite has been as good as I've ever seen. We've been catching lots of tuna up to the 30-pound range, fishing live baits in 120 to 250 feet of water. And on the days when there's enough wind to fish the kite, we've been using the live baits under the kite. Otherwise, we've been fishing them out of the outriggers or flatlining them. I've had reports of tuna throughout the region, but it seems the further to the south from Key Biscayne to Triumph Reef has been the best, But anywhere you can find some good blue water and north current, that'd be a great place to start looking for these blackfin tunas. I've been fishing mostly with herrings and cigar minnows, but pilchards, sardines, and goggle eyes have all been working. And if you can catch enough pilchards to fill up the live well, live chumming will definitely help turn these blackfins on. On the overcast days, we've been getting bites all day. And on the bright and sunny days, the early morning and late afternoon when the sun is low has been the best. We've been using 20-pound tackle. It's perfect for these tunas, fishing with 40 to 50-pound fluorocarbon leader and a 4.0 to 5.0 circle or J-hook. I've been eating tuna for 2 weeks, and I'm about sick of eating them, but I'm still ready to keep catching them. Now, we got a pitch here. This is Barney Toomey and my brother Rick, and this is 3 tunas up close to 25 pounds. Caught these on Tuesday out off Miami on the Thomas Flower. We also caught 5 sails on that same day, so it's been really good fishing.
Whoa, Jimbo, in this picture, your brother has a give and receive shirt on. What is that about there, bub?
That's a shirt that somebody gave him.
I didn't know if that was some new advertising campaign he had going on with his singleness. All right, let's go ahead.
no such luck.
All right, tell me about the dolphin fishing there, bub.
You got it. All right, the dolphin fishing has been hot and cold. And on the days that we've been catching them, a lot of the fish have been on the small side with a few decent-sized fish mixed in. We've been finding them anywhere from the edge on out to 15 miles or more, and we've been finding them around scattered weed lines and patches of sargassum. And if you're lucky enough to find any floating debris, the odds of some nicer fish are good. Trolled rig baits and small lures or feathers along the weed lines and rips has been paying off, as well as running and gunning. There's also been some bird activity working over these fish and then pointing them out for us. Once we find the fish, we've been casting small live baits and cut baits. Now, our cut baits, we try to keep a bonita in the fish box, and we chop that up for our cut baits, so it doesn't cost you anything. And like I mentioned, a lot of the fish have been on the small side, so we've been tagging any of these fish that are not legal. So if you happen to catch any dolphin with tags in them, please turn those tags in so we can learn more about these great fish. And also, don't forget about the Kiwanis Dolphin Days Fishing Tournament on June 15th. I mistakenly had said that the first place was $7,500, but I was informed that I was wrong. It's only $5,000, and that's not a bad dolphin day by any means. So that's my bad on that. But if you need more information on that tournament, go to www.dolphindays.org.
All right, thanks, Jimbo. We're going to go ahead and get away from the Captain Harry's Fishing Supply region, and we're going to go ahead and look at the hot spots inshore. Fish any of the inlets with live baits for snook and tarpon in the evenings, and then offshore. Load up with the live baits, fish the edge for late afternoon and for a mixed bag of blackfins and kingfish and sailfish, Lauren.
Okay, well, now is a great time to put this back on course as a family show, so we want to remind you the Chevy Florida Insider Fishing Report is taking the show on the road. We'll be doing our annual Take a Kid Fishing Show from the IGFA Fishing Hall of Fame and Museum in Dania Beach on June 19th. Okay, phew, thanks, Captain Jimbo. Now let's send it over to Captain Ron Houston. Ron, give us your tips on how to best bass fish in the Southwest.
Well, you know, largemouth bass can be caught all through the region, anywhere from US 41 in the Curry County line all the way up to the Peace River in Charlotte Harbor. Now, it's relatively simple. Just concentrate on residential canals, rock pits, golf courses, and even along just about any freshwater part of I-75. Fish are hitting there right now. Now, right now, with the rains we've been getting every day, the canal levels are starting to come up, but the weed mats are still too thick because we don't have enough. What to concentrate on is the spillways and drainage culverts with flow. These are what are holding the fish right now. Baits to include topwater plugs, chugging lures, prop baits, spinner baits, and soft plastic worms. Also, the new Bass Assassin 3.5-inch dye dapper in these particular colors have been working real well in Gold Digger, Trickster, and Houdini. Also, the new Vapor Shad, particular colors right now, the Bass Assassin Vapor Shad are Smoking Shad, Panhandle Moon, and a good one to work is Baby Bass in color. But truthfully, nothing beats a live shiner, free-lined, or under a cork. Typical size can be 2 to 5 pounds. Fish up to 12 pounds can be caught in just about any body of fresh water in the region. We'll be holding largemouth bass.
All right, let's stay inshore, Ronnie.
You know, with the rains we've been having every day, if you look on the radar, we don't have a lot of red and yellows in there, just a lot of blue, green, light rain. Concentrate right now on the red fishing anywhere in the from the Matlassay Bridge to Sword Point. Now, depending on the wind, both sides of the intercoastal are holding these fish on incoming water. Also, Pine Island Marina to York Island is also holding. Walk the dog lures in black and gold and orange, chartreuse bone, red and white, also gold spoons, 4-inch paddle tails on jig heads in white, new penny and black and gold due to the tannic water. But live pinfish and pilchards seem to be working. One key to look for is fresh water flow out of the creeks, especially the narrow parts of the creek where the fresh water is coming out. These seem to be holding the most groups of fish. Typical size right now is anywhere from 22 to 30 inches. Now, on the offshore side, things have been kind of weird with the red snapper bite opening up. Right now, from Fort Myers Beach to Stump Bass, the bite seems to be a little bit better to the north part of the region. Concentrate in depth of 125 to 140 feet of water, looking for patches of rock. But back down to the south, it seems to be 130 feet to 160 feet. Now, when you get on these patches of rock, it shouldn't take long to find these fish. It can be a long run to those depths, but make sure you don't spend a lot of time when you get on these patches of rock. If you drop down the baits and they don't bite, keep moving on. But once you find the fish, guys, it should be easy to get a limit. The baits of choice have really been a whole squid or live pinfish. Typical size has been 4 to 15 pounds, but some fish have been reported up to 20. Also, the red grouper bite in the region has actually been a little weird, too. The main depths to be catching these fish right now, keeper fish, have been somewhere between 55 and 70 feet of water, were reports I've gotten in the last couple of days. That's been the best bite. Concentrate on drifting hard bottom until you find the fish, or if you have specific numbers in those depths, that's where you need to be working. The last couple of days, that's what the reports have been. Baits include live pinfish, squid and sardines. Typical size is 4 to 12 pounds. And before I go, I'd like to give a special shout-out to Mr. Eric Reed. He's the Sun Sports commentator for the Miami Heat. Good luck, Miami Heat. And to you, Mr. Eric Reed, your favorite saying, kaboom.
All right, good job, Ronnie. All right, midnight, we're going to go ahead and get to the hot spots from the southwest region. Ronnie says inshore, trout, Mormon Key to Indian Key, early in the morning, incoming tide, 2 to 4 feet of water using topwater plugs and noise-making corks with soft plastics, and then offshore, Spanish mackerel. The beach line to 8 miles out through the whole region. Look for the bait pods and the diving birds or the fish schools on the surface.
Coming up, we're going to talk to Captain Jeff Hageman out of the Northwest and check out some new products with Captain Harry at the workbench. Stick around.
The Chevy Florida Insider Fishing Report is brought to you by CCA, the voice of recreational anglers for over 25 years. The Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are. Hookup Lures, premium lures for serious anglers. La Jolla Resort, a place for family and fishermen. And Maverick Boat Company, makers of premium brand boats. Maverick, Hughes, Pathfinder, and Cobia.
Hi, I'm Harold Bennett. My dad started Bennett Auto Supply over 57 years ago. Things have changed since then. We've grown to 33 stores and opened a 93,000 square foot distribution center. But one thing has stayed the same, our focus on the customer. That's why we have the most knowledgeable parts specialists in the business, and we only offer quality auto parts at the guaranteed lowest prices. The next time you need anything for your vehicle, think Bennett Auto Supply. Best parts, best prices, Bennett Auto Supply.
Want the power of a V8 with the highway fuel economy of a V6? Yes, sir. 40,000 more warranty miles than an F-150 work for you?
Sure does. And you get 2 years of scheduled maintenance.
Nice.
Copy that.
Sold.
Chevy Silverado. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months, plus Chevy truck owners can trade up for an additional $2,500 total cash allowance, or Chevy truck owners can choose cash allowance and trade up to get a total value of $8,500.
Hey, welcome back to the Chevy Florida Insider Fishing Report. And over here at the Jägermeister Workbench, every week we talk about new products, and we're celebrating Father's Day coming. So what are we going to
This is a great deal for Father's Day. This is a brand new deal that's Costa Cut sunglasses, which covers a lot of the face and the front, which is fantastic. They've got the new tough nylon hinges on there, which is very important. That's the integrate hinge that they have. And they've got them in all colors, which you know is very important when you're out there fishing from shallow water to offshore, and they've got them in all colors on their lenses. And that's a new deal for Costa. That'd be a great Father's Day gift. I know I'd be very happy with it.
Yeah, so we got our eyes protected. They got UV protection.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as you know.
Oh, look, this stuff is crazy here. This stuff here's got the breathable air mesh here on all their shoes here. It's got the new footbed, the microfiber inside sole, which has the suede on the top here. Now, when you're out fishing, you're done, and you just take this thing, throw it right in the washing machine, you wash it. Now, also, what's great about this particular shoe, I'm sure you'll vouch for that when you're fly fishing. What's not going to snag on you?
No laces.
No laces. You're not going to snag up, get all your line fouled up in that. So these things are they're lightweight and all weather. Everything, they're ready to go, which is really nice sandal.
I'm wearing them right now, and it's funny they call them a sandal, but they really aren't. I mean, I wear them as a dress shoe. I mean, all kinds of loafer, as well as you know, Harry. But also, we got to always keep track of the time and the tide, and Reactors come out with a new watch.
They've got a couple watches there that are just off the chart. I mean, it's 30% fiberglass
this is the
reinforcement.
Griffin.
Yep. It's got 30% reinforcement glass on there, which is the same stuff that they use in the Glocks.
Right.
So the strength on this thing is incredible. They've got the orange or the blue. All has got the never dark technology on the front there. So when it's dark, you still can see it very, very well. It's got a 10-year lithium battery inside these things.
And the band, Harry, has been tested to hold up to 440 pounds. You know, Lauren's wearing one. She has a camo dial in hers.
Uh-huh.
Now, you know, boat cleanup, as you know, Harry, has always been part of what we do every day. So tell us about this from Starbright.
Okay, this new
this is
Ray Gay pad, which is pretty good. It's obviously telescopic. Just turn the handle, it slides up and down. What's great about this guy here is when you want to get up underneath your T-top, you just put it up underneath there, and it's normally I'm a short guy, so it's really tough.
Look at this.
Something like this here, you just put it up to the top and just start wiping off your T-top. It could be a hard top or the soft canvas.
It rotates all different ways. They call that an arculating knuckle.
Arculating knuckle.
Yeah. But the nice thing is that the pad it says we can use this for dry wiping.
Wet, dry.
Or wet.
Either way.
So we can use it for washing.
So it's great to keep everything dry on the boat.
All right, the last thing, as you know, is AFCO and Guy Harvey, one of our sponsors, as we know. But they've come out with this T-shirt. They're selling them at one of the local tackle or at one of the big box stores.
Sure, yep.
And any of the Guy Harvey dealerships. But the whole idea behind this is $1 from every sale of this. The proceeds go to either the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, or the Army, and that's a cool part.
And for $1 to each one, that's awesome.
And that's just like Guy Harvey, always giving back. He does a great job at that. And then the last and most important thing, this is something Lauren gave me during a commercial break, which we can all buy as a new product. The Indianapolis 500 Tony Kanaan Special Edition T-shirt. That's what I'm talking about.
All the fishermen, get out there and get one of those, because that's awesome.
Fishing Supply carries those. You'll have to go to lids.com.
Where fishing crosses the racetrack. Here it is, right here on the Chevy Florida Insider Fishing Report. Lauren, where do you find those shirts at?
Lids.com/IndyCar. Like I said, until Captain Harry decides to stock them.
Okay.
I will for Tony. I could do it for sure. I think I'm more excited than he was.
All right, me too, guys. All right, now we're going to have a look at the Yeti Northwest region. Captain Jeff Hageman, let's talk bass.
We've got them throughout our region. The thousands of lakes we've got in my region. Most of our bigger fish right now are usually caught in the wintertime, but you can get out there and catch a bunch of fish right now. The bigger fish, like I said, wintertime, February, January is when our fish spawn, and that's when you're going to catch those big ones. But right now you're going to catch a lot of schooling fish up on top. They'll be chasing little, I'm not sure what the minnow's called, but it's got a little red stripe on it. kind of looks like an anchovy that we have in saltwater, but I'm not sure the name of it. We've also got shad in a lot of our lakes, and that's commonly used in our area. We'll actually chum them up like we snookfish. We'll catch a bunch of them, put oxygen to them in a live well, and keep them alive for a real fine cast net, real small mesh, and catch a bunch of those, and we'll actually chum them just like we do when we're snook fishing. But we've got a lot of places, like I was talking about. You don't have to have a boat. Everybody grew up freshwater fishing, so check with Parks and Rec, and you can definitely get out if you don't have a boat and get on a dock or get on a shoreline and catch some bass in our area.
All right, Jeff, before we go any further, I'm going to take a look at the Navionics from your region. Now, the cool part about Navionics is this is Lake Tarpon in this northwest region, and it's one of the better bass lakes in that area. The thing that comes to mind when I really look at this lake is all the contours and all the tight points that the lake has. Now, if we switch to the other chart that they've got with all the sonar soundings, the one thing that really sticks out in my mind is all the different depth changes. Now, guys, remember this. In the summertime, as it gets hot, the bass are going to fall into the deeper areas. So when you look on your Navionics, understand that the white is going to be the deepest areas, and these holes are going to be where the bass retreat to during that hot summer time. All right, Jeff, tell me what else is happening inshore.
Mario Costello out of Crystal River reports a great snook bite. Now, this is Crystal River. This is a very far up north snook bite for me, but right now he's telling me around the oyster bars and Spoil Islands in the Yankee Town and Crystal River area, he's been catching them right now on DOA cows, tails on an 1/8-ounce jig head, or the terrorize. The majority of these fish right now are big breeder females, so right now, get your camera ready, take a quick photo, and release them carefully. And get them back in the water. Those are all our brooder stock right now, so when you're releasing these fish, handle them with care. And I've got a photo of a fish from Tampa Bay with Gianna with a great 45-inch snook that was 25 pounds, caught on a sardine. That was part of her slam that day. That's a great fish.
All right, let's go ahead and stay offshore. What else you got? Or let's go offshore.
Let's go offshore. Mangrove snapper right now throughout my region seem to be everywhere, anywhere from 8 to 80 feet of water. A lot of smaller fish around docks and stuff like that right now. But the bigger fish offshore in that 80 foot of water that I was talking about, high relief structure right now, rock piles, reefs, wrecks. These fish are getting ready to spawn, so they're starting to school up in the next month or so. So light fluorocarbon leaders, 1 to 1/0 circle hook, and you can actually chum these fish up at night and during the day if you get enough chum, and you can bring them right to the back of your boat and fish them just like you do yellowtail and bring them right up there. Right now, fish are averaging anywhere from 2 on up to 7 pounds. We got some good fish the further you get out right now. And speaking of getting out, grouper throughout the whole region right now, rocks, ledges, rock piles, all that flat rock. We still got fish shallow, and we've got great fish deep. So if you don't want to go that far, you don't have to. 20 feet to 120 feet. I've been getting reports throughout that depth range. Got sardines on a standard bottom rig. Fish are being caught all the way up to 25 pounds. And consistently, the fish have been running anywhere from 3 to 8, and there's a ton of them. Now, this is a photo I've got that's not from my region, but it was a pretty special photo. Captain Bo Johnson and Deidre Bridger took this of a huge hammerhead. Now, this shark is eating a tarpon that's 150 pounds, just to give you an idea of the size of the shark.
Oh, man.
Pretty neat photo, so
Hi.
I decided to put it in.
All right, that's an awesome photo. Oh God, oh man, oh boy, I feel bad for that tarpon. All right, let's go ahead and go to the hot spots from the Drummond Bank Community Bank hotspots inshore, snook in the passes along the beaches, use pinfish and sardines for bait, and then offshore, snapper on the high relief structures in 8 to 40 feet of water, use shrimp and sardines with a light lead head. And boy, that you can tell that wrecked me because I'm definitely afraid of them big sharks.
All right, well, we're going to give you a breather.
Okay.
You have to stick around because when we return, we're going to head to the Panhandle with Pat Deneen. There's much more to come on the Chevy Florida Insider Fishing Report.